Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Tower. So in today's video, I thought I would do a progress update video. It's been a while since I have done any progress update. In recent months, the type of videos that I have been doing have mainly been about tournament A/B testing. And mainly it was just to satisfy some form of an intellectual curiosity on my end, because, well, I always had some questions about how I should do certain or engage in various strategies during my own tournaments. And now that I was lucky enough to get my intro sprint mastery completed, tournaments became relatively short for me. So I had the luxury of having to test out various strategies that I wanted to figure out during the course of my own playing of this game. Now that I have done a few of those videos, I think at least for where I am in the game, I have pretty much answered most of the questions that I originally had. And so I think it's safe to say that I would like to wrap up that particular series. But that being said, if you do have any sort of things that you would like me to test out, do let me know. Time has been quite tight for me lately, but I can always try to make a video since I have to do the tournaments anyway. But that being said, I think it would be a better use of my time to look at some other aspects of the game that I can potentially contribute to. Now, obviously, a progression update is not going to be something that contributes to the game. However, I kind of miss making these videos. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do for at least this particular video. In terms of what is coming up in future, or what I have in mind for future content, so as I've mentioned a couple of times now, I hang out quite a bit in Spartan's Discord channel, and most of you would know Spartan. He's quite a big name in the Tower community, and he has a very active Discord channel. So whenever I'm free, I tend to pop by in there, and it's really nice to interact with the player base beyond, say, just chatting in game or on the community Discord. And I've certainly learned quite a lot from other players as well in terms of how they think about various strategies. So I've also received quite a lot of similar questions on, from people who would have posted certain questions on previous videos that I had made or on the Discord channel. And while I do think that there have been a lot of great guides that have been made regarding some of these questions, the issue with guides, I feel, is that it's prescriptive in nature, which means we sort of tell people what to do and how to progress their tower. But while that is good, it sort of misses out on the main point, which is to understand why certain mechanics work. And so I'm thinking that in the upcoming videos that I would be thinking of creating, I'm intending to look at taking a deeper dive into understanding various game mechanics in order to help the general player base just understand why certain guides function the way they are. And clearly, I'm not going to be talking about stuff at the very end game, because I'm not there as well. But at least for the earlier game strategies, I think I would be able to at least create some value there. And so that is my intention for the upcoming set of videos. Okay, on to the... Oh wait, before I go on to the actual progress update, I have a question from AllClouded. Everyone knows and loves AllClouded. So he has a question that he read in the Glass Cannon channel, people discussing the pros and cons to inner landmine rotation with CF+. He thinks it's to do with how the inner landmine rotates in the same direction as the toilet bowl, and whether or not I can share my thoughts on this. Oh, okay, so AllClouded, this is a very good question. It's something that I'm actually actively considering in my stage of progression as well. So as we will see shortly, my chrono field CF plus is currently at level 5, and basically what CF plus does is, if an enemy comes in like this boss over here, you can see it moving to the right slightly, or I guess anti-clockwise, and it's in the same direction as the inner landmines. So what happens is, depending on the speed of the rotation, each level of CF plus gives added speed of rotation. And because it rotates in the same direction as the inner landmine, you might observe that the boss is sort of moving further away from your inner landmines, which prevents your inner landmines from stunning the boss. Currently, the way I have it set up at CF plus 5, it is typically I get to hit the boss with about 6 or 7 inner mines each time the boss comes relatively close to my tower. However, if I increase my CF plus speed, it is going to result in less overall hits from my inner mines to the boss. Now, that is not to say that increasing CF plus is a major foot gun in this game. Primarily where I'm at in terms of my farming, or even in terms of, say, doing a milestone run, the primary source of boss damage that I am dealing is coming from my orbs. So let's say if I'm doing a milestone run, my orb damage constitutes about 60-70% of the boss's health in terms of damage. And clearly, if I were to get the boss to rotate faster, then I get more boss hits on the boss. So even though I sacrifice a bit of crowd control when the boss does not get hit by my inner mines as frequently, because a bulk of my damage comes from orbs, it's actually good to level up CF plus. Now, for now, I think one of the next milestones that I'm looking at is to get my CF plus to, I think, +7 or +8, and I think that would carry me a lot further in my milestone runs, because it just allows me to dish out more damage to the boss via orb hits. But of course, there is a trade-off with everything that we do in this game. The major trade-off would be that because the boss is now moving faster along my inner mines, along its rotation path, there is less opportunity for inner mines to hit the boss, and so consequently I get less stuns. I was told recently that one thing that I could do to alleviate that problem is to work on, say, inner mine blast radius, because in a situation like this over here where my mines are relatively close to my orb line, if an enemy comes closer and hits the inner mine, I could potentially get a stun radius that hits the boss as well, and so that sort of helps to alleviate some of the variance that I can observe. So hopefully that addresses your question, AllClouded. Okay, on to the actual progress updates. So if you have a look at the YouTube channel now, I have categorized the videos that I have made into a couple of categories. So there are the progress update ones. There are also some guide style videos where I discuss various game mechanics, and also tournament playtest videos. So hopefully that makes it a bit easier for you guys to find certain videos moving forward. But as you will see, the last actual progress update that I made was on the 30th of March, which is quite a while ago. So clearly my tower would have progressed quite a lot since then. And while I think many of you who followed the series on tournament playtesting would have seen bits and pieces of my overall tower progress, I think it would be nice to just consolidate it all. Okay, so let's end this run. It's 2.6k waves, but yeah, whatever. I will just get back to it at some point. Okay, so in terms of milestones, let's look at the overall stats first. So game started has not changed. My coins earned is now at 1.21 big Q. I think on the 30th of March, it was something like 454 little Q. So I have about tripled my coin income in the past month and a half, in the past 1 month or so. Yeah, slightly over a month, I guess. In terms of the stones, I'm currently sitting at 78,689 stones. On the 30th of March, it was 72,774. So about 6,000 stones since then. In terms of the stone packs, I have gotten 2 stone packs throughout this period. The remainder was just from tournament rewards and I guess clearing some milestones. Currently, research is doing slightly better now that I'm not entirely focusing on card masteries. So on the 30th of March, it was sitting at 1850. I'm currently just over 2,000. Now in terms of farming, I am currently farming tier 14. I'm trying to see if maybe I can move into tier 15, but currently coins per hour is still better in tier 14. I'm glad that I no longer have to farm the earlier tiers, and there are a couple of things that have enabled me to be farming tier 14. As you can see, I'm only doing 6,000 waves currently. A lot of the synergies that I employ in order to be able to farm tier 14 are mainly from just quality of life upgrades in the Harmony Vault. For instance, the one that allows us to, where is it? I can't remember where is it now. It's the one that, yeah, automatically restarts the battles after being defeated. So this is a really good unlock to get when you're doing tier 14 farming. And that is because when it interacts with Intro Sprint Mastery and Wave Accelerator Mastery, what essentially happens is when my run starts, I sprint through the first 1800 waves, and we don't really want the lower waves because lower waves mean lower spawn counts for enemies. And the faster I get to max spawns, the better it is. So for me, max spawns happens at wave 3250 because of Wave Accelerator Mastery. Otherwise, it would typically be wave 6500. And so that means that between 1800 and 3250, about that 1400 waves, I am not at max spawns, but because I get through the first 1800 waves relatively quickly, it doesn't take me long to hit max spawns. And so when I hit max spawns at wave 3250, I then have maximum spawn cap between 3250 and about 6,000. So I've got about 2,700 waves where I get max spawns. And as you can see, that is giving me much better coin. So yeah, that is, I guess, the major reason for why my coin has been, or my lifetime coin has tripled over the course of this month and a few days. Now, in terms of the upgrades or the farming setup that I'm currently running, I'm running a range of 37.5 meters. And I have used the free upgrade mastery card to lock the range. Now, why 37.5 meters? Well, I tried 30 meters and then the enemies just kept popping my outer ring of inner landmines. So I don't really want to have that lack of crowd control on the boss. So I've decided to put it up to 37.5. If I'm lucky and the boss comes into my tower, it first gets stunned by the energy net, and after that, because of the inner mine rotation, there is a chance to, I guess, extend the stun of the boss, where I can get an extra few lucky hits on the boss with my orbs. So far this distance has been working out pretty good for me. And the reason why I need this lock over here is because I am running free upgrades. Now, so in terms of the setup for my attack, everything is maxed except for Ren Armor Chance and Ren Armor Multiplier. Both of these are at level 200. I typically don't upgrade them in the run. I just let free upgrades take care of it for me. In terms of the defense upgrades, because I'm running a glass cannon build, I don't really care too much about health regen, defense absolute. I just use these upgrades for the mission where we have that 400 level upgrade, and my defense percent, it's currently maxed out, but you know, we don't really need it. Lifesteal as well. So in terms of my defense path, the only thing that I have to fix is this shockwave size over here. So again, I've used a level of free upgrade mastery to lock its current level, and I found that the size of 1.6 is good for the current range that I use. So the shockwave size is just about my range line, which means that my shockwave does not push the enemies out, which means that I can kill them faster, which means that it's better for my coin per minute. In terms of my utility upgrades, everything is maxed except for the level skips. My enemy attack level skip, I have put no levels into it, and I also have locked it for free upgrade with free upgrade mastery, and that allows me to funnel all my free upgrades into enemy health level skips, which I currently have at level 500. Over time, I would like to get this to, I guess, 550 or so, but it's getting quite pricey now, so I need to find a way to generate more coin. But as it currently stands, it takes me about 140 waves to max out my my enemy health level skips during a farming run. And with the intro sprint mastery, that is pretty fast. It's just like 14 waves worth of time, so it's pretty much AFK for me, and that's something that I really enjoy. I just spend the first minute or so of the game just tapping enemy health level skips. Once that thing is maxed out, I can pretty much go AFK from there. Now, in terms of my tournament setup, now that I have the workshop presets unlocked, the main difference is that in my tournaments, I run with max range, so I would max out my range workshop, no, my range lab, and I would also max out my shockwave lab. Other than that, it's pretty much the same build. So again, 500 into health level skips. Right. Now, in terms of my, let's do ultimate weapons first. So ultimate weapons, there's not much changes. I've gotten my chain lightning chance up to 17%. I think previously it was sitting at 11.5%. Currently, by the time I reach wave 1800, typically the enemies have enough health such that I don't one-tap them. So it's actually good now for me to increase my chance, and eventually I want to get more quantity. The way I'm currently doing this right now is whenever I collect my tournament rewards, I put 1 into chance and I guess the rest would be onto getting a bit more uptime in my Poison Swamp. By right, I should not be focusing on Poison Swamp at the moment, but it's my latest ultimate weapon, and it's the new shiny that I've always wanted to play with. So yeah, I'm diverging a bit from what is, I guess, considered optimal. But at the end of the day, it's a game, and I believe I'm one of those people that I strongly believe in playing the game the way that brings me the most enjoyment rather than following a prescriptive path. So yeah, currently I'm thinking maybe get this to 85 seconds, cool down, max it out, and then I can focus on the other economy stuff after that. Now, in terms of my smart missiles, I really want to get quantity up to like 15 or so, and maybe another 2 taps into damage to get it to at least like 700 times multiplier. And the reason for that is because I have a very deep sentimental value with smart missiles, and it's one of my earlier ultimate weapons. So I did get the cooldown maxed out quite a while ago, and I've been relying on it. And ever since I moved into glass cannon farming, given how much more damage my chain lightning does, I kind of miss having smart missiles that just do a lot of damage to the boss. And in the current state of the game in version 26, what I'm told is that smart missiles is doing less damage overall as compared to chain lightning and Poison Swamp. But because of the sentimental value that I have for it and its power in dealing priority damage, I do want to get a little bit more investment into my smart missiles. Whether or not it benefits me is secondary, at least. Now, in terms of my death wave, I'm currently running a 1 minute cooldown death wave. There are 5 levels to go to max out my cooldown. It maxes out at 50 seconds currently. So that is something that I think I really need to get. And that is because I am currently in the process of trying to move into some form of black hole digester farming. Now, in terms of chrono field, speed reduction is maxed out, cooldown is maxed out, duration is currently at 1 minute. Chrono loop is currently at level 5. I would like to get this up to level 6, at least level 7 or level 8. And I think that would help me a lot with my milestones, just with the added boss hits. So in terms of my inner landmines, I'm supposed to max out this quantity, but man, to me, inner landmines does rather little. And don't get me wrong, the crowd control that it offers in terms of stunts to the boss, that is great. However, I feel like whenever I put stones into my inner landmine, well, if we think about it, we don't want the boss to get so close to our tower that we need to hit it with inner landmines, because that means that our damage is lacking. And typically when I actually have to rely on inner landmines, the run is just about to end, at least for tournaments. So yes, it is a cheap source of added quantity, but there's so many other things that I would like to work with, and because of the nature of how inner mines work, it just feels very lackluster to me to get this last quantity, but eventually I would. Now, in terms of cooldown, I'm not sure whether or not I would actually bother about the cooldown. Maybe I might bring it down to like 1 minute or something, but that is somewhere very far down the line. Now, I definitely need to work on my golden tower. It's been a while since I've touched golden tower, and so this is one of the things which if I'm thinking about what is most efficient for my time, then the ability to generate more coin per hour is clearly going to be the primary metric that we rely on in this game. However, I currently am in a situation whereby I can afford most of the labs that I need. Enhancements cost quite a bit, and each time I tap into my enhancements, as we'll see shortly, the overall benefit that it provides, or each level that it provides, is rather small. So it kind of sucks that I know I'm supposed to get more duration and more bonus into my golden combo, but I don't really want to focus all of my stones into these two items right now. That's it. I would have to at some point. And it's one of those things which I'm supposed to sacrifice some short-term pain for some long-term gain. But at this stage, the patience is very low for me, and maybe that's why I'm kind of not touching these two items. But ideally, I would like to get duration to something like at least 75 seconds, and bonus maybe to at least level 12. And I think that will greatly increase my coin income. So Poison Swamp, we've talked about it. I want to max out the cooldown. It's 2 more levels to go. Duration, maybe another 2 levels into it. And then after that, I will just leave it alone until eventually when I think about Poison Swamp Plus. Black Hole, in an earlier video, I did mention about Black Hole Digester farming. And that requires me to get a 36-second duration, so that when I get maxed out Death Wave cooldown, I am able to have permanent uptime on my black hole while running a Black Hole Digester. So that is again, sometime in the medium term. And finally, for Spotlight, I think the next step would be to get this to 70 degrees of angle. Now, my issue with Spotlight, and why I haven't funneled any stones into it for quite some time now, it's been at least half a year where I've not touched this, it's because as it currently stands, my Spotlight angle pretty much allows me to hit every boss with the Spotlight bonus. Sure, there will be some that slip in between the crack, but the gap is very small in the game, so I don't see the immediate benefit of investing, say, like 1,500 stones to get this to level 70. But again, that is something that I would do at some point. Right, so that is Ultimate Weapons. Let's think about the overall priorities that I would be looking at in the upcoming weeks. So I think in terms of the priorities, my current main priority would be to, I guess, reduce the cooldown of Death Wave. That would be priority number 1. And then increase duration to, let's say, 70 seconds for now. And maybe get a level or 2 into Golden Combo. After that, that's the top priority. So how should I actually balance this with playing with my Poison Swamp? So I guess what that means is I actually have to take a backseat from Poison Swamp and Chain Lightning chance and quantity for a while, maybe a week. I should be able to get 1 tap into cooldown with a week of stones from tournaments, and then maybe in the second week I would be able to get 1 or 2 seconds into duration, and overall that should allow me to then take 1 week to upgrade my swarm a little bit before I go back into Death Wave again. And I think this gives me a bit of variance to look forward to in terms of how I'm upgrading my tower. So I don't purely just focus on economy and feel sad that I'm not progressing in my tournaments and so on. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Okay, so in terms of my enhancements, this is the setup that I run for my farming runs. Damage, crit factor, super crit multiplier, they're currently sitting at 1.9. Ren armor damage per meter, they are currently sitting at 1.6, but they are relatively cheap, so I'm feeling a bit itchy. So maybe I can just get 10-10. Okay. Okay, now attack speed is currently sitting at 1.2. In terms of my defense enhancements, in terms of this attack enhancements, of course more is always better, but you know, I'm not really having much trouble getting to wave 6000 in tier 14 now, so it's a backseat in terms of where I funnel my upgrades into. Primarily I still want to focus on the utility tab, which we'll get to shortly. So in terms of defense enhancements, I've got a bit into landmine damage because, well, more damage is better than none. Even though landmine damage is relatively weak, it's still a bit of damage. Op size is currently sitting at 1.4. I was told that I need to get this up to 1.6 for Black Hole Digester. So that's, I guess, a medium-term goal. As it is now, my ops are huge. They look huge in a run. So look at that. I'm actually pretty happy with the size of the ops currently, but yeah, I will get it to 1.6 at some point. And the nice thing about having this free respecs currently is that, you know, suppose I really wanted ops size 1.6, I can always do a respec and funnel some of my coin away from utility into getting that 1.6 ops size. It's not ideal, but you know, this is a game of constraint optimization. So in terms of utility enhancements, so this is how they currently look like. I would like to get coin bonus up to 1.6 and then thereafter get sell bonus to match coin bonus, get it up to 1.6. And in terms of cash bonus, it's sitting at 1.7. Free upgrades is at 1.25. I don't really need free upgrades at this stage, but I think when I move to Black Hole Digester, yeah, I would definitely need to ramp up this number. It's like a rookie number. So enemy level skips is currently sitting at 1.25. I think I will keep it here for a while. Given that I make about 8Q a run and I do about 4 runs a day, this is taking more than 2 days of farming just to get 1 level into it. And in that same time, I can always get coin bonus and sell bonus. So I would rather work on this too for my economy rather than prolong the run any longer than it already is. Now, in terms of my tournament setup, it's currently sitting at 2.13 for damage, crit factor, and super crit multiplier. Rend armor and damage per meter are at 1.9. Attack speed is at 1.3. I guess I can bring this up to 2 in the nearing tournament, and maybe get this up to 2.15, hopefully. In terms of defense enhancements, this is at 1.45. Maybe if I have spare coins sitting around, I might bump this up to 1.5 in future. We shall see. In terms of cash bonus, it is currently at 1.88. Maybe let's dump 2 levels into this. Yeah. Coin bonus and sell bonus, I keep it at 0. So I've basically just taken all of this coin and funneled them into my attack. Free upgrades is sitting at 1.3. I don't really need the free upgrades, but I guess maxing out my enemy health level skips earlier is better than maxing it out later in the off chance that it does give me that one extra skip. Enemy level skips, I'm also keeping it at 1.25. Okay, on to cards. Currently I'm trying to unlock. I've still got quite a few masteries to unlock. Primarily I want Nuke Mastery. I would like Wave Skip Mastery, Extra Alt Mastery, maybe Plasma Cannon Mastery, Crit Chance, Slow Aura, and Range Mastery, and Attack Speed Mastery. So Crit Coin, obviously it provides economy. At some point I will get it, but Crit Coin sounds better than it actually is, I think. I read somewhere before that, you know, the value of Crit Coin Mastery goes down the further along you progress in the run, and that's just because Crit Coin allows you to generate coin from basic enemies, but at max spawns, basic enemies are only 22% of the spawns. And on top of that, they just have a, you know, it's not 100% chance that they generate coins. So while it's still good, it's still you know, coin gain at some point. I think at least for now I would very much rather focus on other quality of life stuff, like, you know, Wave Skip, which makes my runs faster, Extra Op, which generates coins from stuff that I'm hitting with my ops, and I hit almost everything with my ops. Plasma Cannon just to deal with elites a bit easier, and I typically die to a combination of bosses and rays, so Slow Aura and Nuke Mastery is going to be great for that. Because I do not run 100% crit rate currently, as we'll see, or as we saw earlier, Crit Chance Mastery is great in allowing me to hit that 100% mastery, 100% crit. And Attack Speed is good just for more Chain Lightning damage. Range Mastery is great because at some point when I move to, say, Spotlight Plus or something, then having more damage per meter is always going to increase my overall damage. So that's something that, you know, not pressing immediately, but something that I would like to work towards. Right, in terms of modules, so let me shatter some stuff first. Okay, so what I'm currently doing is I'm just keeping all my armor rares, just in case I need to shatter any of them. Because I have Cash Mastery and it's currently at level 5 or something, it's generating quite a good amount of reroll shots. I think it's something in the lines of about 100,000-ish a day. So that is great. But more importantly, you know, if you are an earlier game player, you might think that this is a lot of reroll shots, and while yes, it is quite a lot of reroll shots, just bear in mind that each time I, let's say, want to reroll a module, it's, say, currently costing 800, but let's say I lock up this too, it's costing 1,800 per click. So this 700,000 stones, it's going to deplete very, very quickly. Because the next module substat comes in at wave 201, I think I would be saving my reroll shots until my modules get to that level, and then I would start to work on my modules, getting them, you know, a bit nicer looking than what they currently are. Yeah. So I'm more of a practical person when it comes to upgrades. So, you know, for instance, in this particular slot here, having the ancestral version of GT bonus would be good. And I'm certainly sacrificing a little bit of coin not having this at ancestral, but the cost of getting one ancestral substat for of my choice, given that there is only one slot available, that is going to, either take serious luck or serious amounts of reroll shots, and I for one cannot be bothered with that. So hopefully when I get to 201, I've now got 2 chances to get the same ancestral substat, and maybe that's when I will think about trying to get the ancestral or maybe even mythic version of this substat. In terms of the modules that I'm working on, I really want Ancestral Black Hole Digester. Mine is currently sitting at Mythic. It's been sitting at Mythic Plus for, I don't know, maybe a year. I haven't pulled any Black Hole Digesters. I'm still lacking 2 copies. So, if the developers are hearing, please don't be so mean to me. I've really spent, you guys might notice that my gems are always very empty. It's not that I rush my labs. I don't really rush labs. Sometimes I do, but most of the gems are spent on just pulling modules, and man, I would like 2 more of this. Okay, anyway, everyone has their own problems with RNG and stuff. Oh, I can max out this thing. Okay, let's get 1 level into this. As you can see, modules are costing quite a lot now. It's 1.29 little Q to get 1 level into this. But module levels really give you a lot of extra damage. It's currently at 13.84 times tower damage. So, in a couple of hours, I think the new featured banner will come out. Unless it is something really good, I would probably just pull the standard banner and hope for my Black Hole Digester. That's the main thing that I want now. Other than that, I'm lacking 1 copy of Galaxy Compressor to get this at 5-star. If I do get that last copy of Galaxy Compressor, that is really good, because then my module drop rates would be reduced. How do I see my module drop rates? Oh dear. Oh yes, under here. So if my Galaxy Compressor becomes 5-star, then the chance of getting it drops to like 1%, and then that inflates the chance of getting Black Hole Digester. So conditional on receiving a generator module, it gives me a much higher chance of getting Black Hole Digester than it is where it currently is, if that makes sense. Other than that, I'm not really bothering too much about my modules anymore. For all intents and purposes, they serve their purpose just fine. Now, I've seen a lot of people have issues with the battle condition in tournaments that affect your ultimate weapons. So especially if you are in Legends tournament, I cannot emphasize this enough. Having this substat over here, this plus 10 seconds to chrono field duration, is going to be a game changer for your Legends tournaments. And the primary reason for that is that, if you think about most games where you are dishing out damage, if you are dead, there is no damage that you can do. So even though you sacrifice a bit of damage, maybe I remove this stat over here and put something in like more smart missiles or smart missile cooldown or something, it is going to increase the maximum amount of damage that I can do. However, I'm not going to be alive to do it, because the moment my chrono field drops, enemies rush in, they smash my tower, and I'm dead. So if you're finding yourself struggling with the ultimate weapon battle condition, then I would strongly recommend either plus 10 seconds chrono field duration or minus 10 seconds chrono field cooldown. Both of those two would work with a chrono field that is something like what I have over here, right? 1 minute duration, 1 minute cooldown. This way, even at max heat, I am getting the permanent uptime on chrono field. Okay, so that is for modules. Now let's look at my labs. Currently I'm doing swamp stuff. So poison swamp when this gets to level 25, I'm going to take it off, and then I'm still having to figure out what I'm going to put in. So Berserker Mastery, I would like to max this out. There's 2 more levels to go. I think it's going to take another week and a half to max it out. Cash Mastery would be next. After these 2 masteries are done, probably I would unlock the Nuke and Slow Aura Mastery. And that would allow me to deal with race in my farming runs, which means that I only have to worry about bosses then. Swarm Stun Chance, Swarm Stun Time, I'm intending to bring them up to level 20 and then maybe move on to something else. The labs after level 20 take a bit longer, but right now I'm still able to get about 1 lab in a day. So in terms of the history, this is what I've been working on. Let's scroll to the 30th of March so you guys can see. Oh dear, I kind of regret saying that because it's quite far away. Well, okay, so on the 30th of March, I've been working on some of my other masteries. I then took a little bit of a break from masteries and started working on damage, crit factor, some of the easier labs to complete. So, stuff like Garlic Thorns, it doesn't affect me at all, but, well, it's a fast lab, I might as well just finish it. And then I started working on Nuke, because I had the Nuke automation unlocked in my vault. So that's why I started working on this. Yeah, so then I unlocked tier 18 wave 1000 sometime in April, and so I've been working on the battle condition reduction. Currently I am at, I think, rank 6 or rank 7, we shall see later on. Oh yes, I've also completed my ultimate crit mastery. Shockwave size, I've brought it up to, I think, level 15. If you were following the tournament playtesting videos, stuff like tank enemy health, speed reduction, boss health, and so on, protective radius, I worked on these labs just to give myself a bit of an edge in tournaments. I can't say for certain whether or not they help, but I do know for a fact that having the fast enemy speed reduction really helped me a lot. Even, at level 15, it's something like a 5% slow to fast enemies, but we all know how annoying fast enemies are, especially with fast ultimate battle condition. So just having that reduction in their speed makes things a lot more manageable, especially if you're someone like me who has very low attack speed. So my Swamp, then after that I started work on Swamp because it's, as I mentioned, the new shiny. It's not necessarily the best path for me, but it's what I wanted to play with. So I got a couple of levels into double Death Ray because I do use Death Ray in my tournaments. I maxed out my Inner Mind rotation speed at some point. Range, I got it up to level 30 because it was relatively cheap, and having larger range just allows more time for your tower to react, especially in the battle conditions where there are fast ultimates or increased enemy attacks, enemy speed. Yeah. What else? The rest, I think it's pretty straightforward. Oh yes, I finally gold boxed my coins per kill somewhere in middle of April. Second win. Oh yeah, I worked on second win blast thanks to one of the comments. I completely forgot about this lab, so it was just 4 labs, 4 levels. It got that max pretty quickly, and I think we are in more recent times now, so I'm just working on, let's see, so when did I get Berserker Mastery? So Berserker Mastery was about 1.5 weeks ago, and masteries take quite a while to complete. So from level 2 to where I am now at completing level 7, it's taken quite a few days. Yeah, so battle condition reduction, I think I've gotten it up to level 6. The next level is costing quite a large amount. I think it's 60Q. So at some point I have to work on that. It's really good for milestones, but too expensive. Can't afford it. Now labs coin reduction, maybe I might get some levels into it, but instead of making things cheaper, I should work on getting more economy, right? Just earn more to save myself the hassle of putting this lab inside. Now, crit factor damage, after my Swarm Stun labs are done, I think I'm just going to put this in and go box it. Maybe attack speed as well. Damage per meter, whenever I have spare time, I would just put in the damage per meter. Ren armor multiplier, I think it would be good just as an added source of damage from Ren armor. Super crit multiplier and chance, I would get them done. I would put some levels into them, especially now since they don't take very long. But just these two labs, they take a very long time to complete. So maybe just what I'll do is I'll just get them to level 10 or something. When the cost becomes ridiculous, I'm taking them out and I'm never looking at them again. Wall rebuild is actually something that I might want to work on in future. Just because if my wall comes back quicker, then that allows me to, I guess, soak up an extra hit from the boss that much quicker. Right, so swarm stuff I've mentioned. Now, I've been putting quite a few levels. I think I put 10 levels into Swarm Ren. It's really good. So the other day when I did a tier 17 milestone run, I didn't complete the 4500 milestone, but man, Poison Swamp, we all saw earlier how much less, I think it's 300 times less damage than my Smart Missiles. My Poison Swamp at the end of the run dealt 5 times the damage of my Smart Missiles. And so to me that's crazy. It's a very cheap source of damage to just get that boosts your ultimate weapon damage. And so Poison Swamp really provides so much utility. It has a slow, it has stuns, it deals good damage. I think it's something that, I can definitely see why at the end game players are relying on Poison Swamp so much. I do need to max this out, but every time I see how long the labs are, it just makes it very, very painful to do. Now I would want to get my Amplify bot up and running. I've almost maxed out. Well, it's very close to being completed in terms of medals, so I should definitely get this labs done. Golden bot, yes, I should get this done. There's the last 4 levels, but oh man, 18 days. So fast enemy speed, as I mentioned, it's like that extra 6% slow. It doesn't seem like much, but it certainly helped me. And if you find yourself struggling with fast enemies, maybe consider this lab. I've put module coin cost in here. I've got a couple of levels into it, but as long as my economy is strong, I should not really have to worry too much about this lab. But assuming down the line when things become ridiculously expensive, I might get in this lab. And I think the good thing about this module coin cost lab is that even if I leave it till 5 months from today, when I finally max out this lab, I can just restore my modules and increase their levels again, and all that added coin that I have saved will just come back into my economy. So I don't think it's a huge detriment. Right, the other stuff, I think pretty much I'm not looking at them. So EHP stuff, I'm glad that I'm no longer in the EHP stage. In terms of utility stuff, so nothing EHP related. I don't have to worry about it. Eventually, if I do use stones to max out my chronofield duration, then I would have to get this final level done. But that is so far, I'm so far removed from that stage of the game. It's something that I would revisit in a very long, sometime very long in the future. Shock chance, maybe I might get a level or two into it. As of this stage, I don't really see the benefit of it, but if I run out of labs to work on, maybe I might touch it. Let's just favorite this for now. As I mentioned, Inner Mind Blast Radius, probably something I would have to look at in future, so let's favorite this. Chronofield Range, maybe I might max this out in future. I'm not sure. Let's favorite this just in case. Lightning Amplifier, Scatter enemies. I don't have issues with Scatter at the moment. My major issue is Raise, so I don't need this. If ever I get back into Death Wave stuff, I might get my amplifier up. At some point when I unlock Inner Landmine, I might work on this thing, but it's so far removed from where I'm at. Recharge Second Wind. Now, at max level, this is going to recharge my second wind in 400 waves. And it might be the case that, with Death Defies and so on, maybe in a milestone run, I might be able to sustain long enough to see my second wind come back. So maybe I might touch it in future. In any case, it's only 7 levels. It shouldn't be too long to max out. So, at some point, if I need it, I will get it. Free upgrades Mastery, I don't think I will max it out. It's just not worth it. I don't have that many things to lock. Maybe in future, if I'm really trying to min-max my coin farming, I might get a few more levels into it and ban out stuff like Landmine Chance and whatnot. Waves required, I don't think I need any more than this. However, I would like to get auto pick ranking up a little bit, maybe to level 14 or 15. In terms of my bots, I think the next bot after Amplify would be Thunderbot, but I haven't even completed my Golden Bot lab, so maybe work on those before I think about the new thing. The other stuff over here, let's see. So health, if ever I need to work on reducing enemy health, I think fast enemy health, ranged enemy health would be, or maybe even protector health, given that we need to kill the enemies. Them having less health for us to kill, for us to damage, is going to be quite a good thing. So at some point, right. And finally, I think what I'm going to do is, for all of these bands, let's just favorite them first. And maybe when my modules hit 195 or something like that, I'm going to then just take out 4 labs and slap in this 4 band labs and see how far I can get before they cost ridiculous amounts of money. So the idea is that when I do reroll my modules, at least with the ability to ban out some of these things, it might make my rerolling life a bit easier. Yeah. Okay, so now finally in terms of the vault, so let's look at the Harmony Vault first. Since the last progress update, I think I got Smart Demon Mode activation, I got Smart Nuke automation, and I've gotten the full workshop respecs. Gems are also done. I've got a card slot here. I've got a card slot here. What is this one? Maybe I might get this, but 35 keys, I don't want to spend them. I think I might actually want to unlock this at some point in future. I do want to get one more card slot, and that is just so that I can slot in range, because eventually when I get range mastery, I'm going to include range in my farming setup. So if I'm investing in the harmony tree, I think the next upgrade that I get would be this one extra card slot. I have gotten the ability to adjust my workshop ops from this particular node. For bot respecs, maybe I might do it. Maybe, I'm not sure. It does take a lot of keys. My plan is when I do get into black hole digester farming, I'm going to unlock this thing over here. So every time I reduce the cooldown of my multiverse nexus or something, I can then use the slider to adjust my bot cooldown and let my golden bot be synced up with my ultimate weapon activations for more coin. So in terms of the power tree, this is where I'm currently working on. I've got the 5% boost to ultimate weapon damage. I've got the 2-meter bot range. I currently want to get this 5% boost to cash and coins per kill, and also the enemy attack and health level skips. I don't want to go down the health path, so after that is done, then I will go down this path over here, and then get to and will slowly work my way down the tree. It's still a long process. The harmony tree upgrades tend to cost a lot less than the power tree upgrades, so I think I'm going to be focusing a bit of my keys in this particular tree, and eventually when I get range plus or range mastery and black hole digester, I will unlock this and the card slot over here. But other than that, before I get to that point, I think my keys are better spent in the power tree. So finally, in terms of guilds, let's look at the Guardian. In the previous season, I had upgraded my steel chip, so it's currently sitting at 100 seconds cooldown, 3 targets, 0.26 multiplier. In terms of the store, in the previous season I maxed out everything. I think everyone maxed out everything. What I'm intending to do would be to for this season, now that I've obtained this Mac World background, I am now going to then unlock profile banner and menu next, and then maybe the Guardians, and then the Mac Warrior. So just get all the coin multipliers to help with my farming. I don't know whether I want health regen. I don't really need it, but I do want this bot range of 2 meters, and yeah, the fetch chip would be good. So I'm not sure how the rates work for this, but it's free economy, and economy is always good, so having some of it is better than having none of it. That's my take on this kind of things. In any case, I think the purpose of this Guardian is you just set it and forget it, and let it do its thing, get some extra economy for you. Yeah, in terms of my guild, we are actually pretty active. We tend to complete all the missions every week. Most of the players here are active, and that's great. But other than that, I think that is all that I can say about the guild. So let's look at my bots. Bots, as I mentioned, I'm almost done with Amplify bot. I think there is a few more levels maybe to go in duration. I don't want to count how many there are. Potentially another 4 or 5, I guess. And then bonus, I think it goes up to 11 times or something. Now while I've always said that with damage, consistency is key, as you can see, there is a huge discrepancy in how much it costs to upgrade my bonus and how much it costs for duration. And duration is half a second each click. So I think what I might do is I might just bring bonus up close to duration in terms of cost, and then I will just alternate between the two of them, and in the meantime just work on my amplify bot labs. Right, so that is, oh yes, in terms of my milestones. So I think since the last progress update I had completed tier 15 and tier 16 in terms of the milestones. I have also completed tier 17 2500, but I died at wave 4028. Potentially if I get my CF plus, maybe another 2 levels into it, that might be what it takes to get enough op damage onto the boss in order for me to kill the boss and hopefully get this milestone. Tier 18, I'm at 1785. Someone did ask me if I would be happy to stream or make a video on tier 18 milestones. While I'm happy to do that, because I'm currently at 1785 waves, it is very likely that the stream or any video that I make would last less than 20 minutes because I will die before my intro sprint completes. And this is not for a lack of trying. So I had actually tried to see how far I can get in tier 18, and this was about as far as I got last month. So maybe in future, after I've done my tier 17 milestone, and I feel like my damage and all is in a much better place, I might try to do a tier 18 run and try to at least unlock the Rhino skin. When that happens, then yes, I'll be more than happy to stream that. Okay, so I think that is all that I have. It's really great to finally do a progress update video. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I guess if there's any comments, feel free to drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.